On the list is mindfulness and meditation apps. Now, I really first got introduced to some mindfulness meditation apps in graduate school. And honestly, there's a really good amount of mental health apps that are on there. Apps like Headspace, Calm, Insight Timer that offer guided meditations, deep breathing exercises, and mindful practices that you can do during those hectic grad school moments. What is going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Phil Sarpon. This is Phil's Guide to PsyD. This channel is dedicated to all things psychology, wellness, and graduate school. Today, we're gonna be talking about work and life balance in graduate school. I think this is such an important topic. This is a topic that I wish that I had known about before starting graduate school, because oftentimes I did get burnt out and I did neglect my self-care during graduate school. And hopefully that is not something that you all are doing. But I have some really good practical advice, some of the things that I've actually asked from other students and other professors and supervisors about their input in terms of navigating the work and life balance and struggle of graduate school. So we're gonna be going through some examples of that today. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. You can hit the bell for notifications for future videos that we do in the future. So let's just jump right into the first pro tip. First of all, when you get into graduate school, most likely you will be going into a university or a program that does offer some therapy and counseling services to their students. And this is something that I would definitely look into. Now, the wait list might be long. It really all just depends on the setting, but I will say that this is a good start in terms of being able to navigate stress and anxiety and the stressors of graduate school. Now, they may only offer 4, 6, 12 sessions. They may only offer a limited amount of sessions, but still, that is something. And so I would definitely look into that in terms of helping you with your self-care and your mental health. The next thing is peer support groups. Now, you are going into a program where you are going to be constantly interacting with your cohort, perhaps on a daily basis, or at least on a consistent basis throughout the week and throughout the year in terms of your classes and research and things like that. And I think it's really important to have some sort of peer support group. This could be where maybe you all meet for lunch once a month or once every semester just to talk about the semester, talk about the struggles, talk about the things that you've learned or gone through. It could be 2, 3 people. It doesn't have to be a lot of people. It doesn't have to be the whole cohort. But I think that is really beneficial to have that peer support, especially because when it comes to certain classes, there were certain classes that I just did not get. And like, for example, research was something that I was having a really hard time with. And so we did homework sessions, studies together. We studied for exams together. All right, next on the list is mindfulness and meditation apps. Now, I really first got introduced to some mindfulness meditation apps in graduate school. And honestly, there's a really good amount of mental health apps that are on there. Apps like Headspace, Calm, Insight Timer that offer guided meditations, deep breathing exercises, and mindful practices that you can do during those hectic grad school moments. Another thing that you should really look into is that most schools have a student wellness center. Now, what a student wellness center is kind of exactly what it sounds like, right? Typically the school might have a gym, but they also may have events correlating with the gym events. And so maybe this could be a yoga group, a class that you can take. Again, these are all kind of already built within your tuition. And so these are kind of, in a way, free resources that you can maximize in terms of your grad school experience. And so I would definitely check into that. Now, a special thing that I want to talk about, and this is something that I'm still learning, still growing in, is the power of saying no. Now, in graduate school, there's a really interesting dynamic, obviously, with you and your faculty members. You know, in graduate school, this is really the first time we're seeing you as like mini clinicians, right? They're not calling you doctor yet because you haven't earned that doctorate, but they are seeing you from a little bit of a colleague perspective because they're trying to change a little bit of that power dynamic, and they want you to feel like a professional before you actually get into the professional realm. Now, this is great, and I think this is really beneficial. And I think the power of this is having the power and the autonomy for yourself in saying no. Many students, and me included, I did not necessarily feel like I always had the power, but I didn't feel like I really could say no. And in graduate school, you're building up your resume, you're building up your CV, you're building up the chance to be competitive for internship. And so I think a lot of times you feel like you need to say yes to everything. Prioritize yourself and your self-care. It is the most beneficial thing for you in terms of the long term. You don't want to get burnt out even before you start your graduate school career. Self-care is a non-negotiable in graduate school. And that brings us finally to our last thing. In terms of work and life balance, I think journaling is a great way to do that. Obviously, there have been a lot of different types of social media influences about the power of gratitude and gratitude journal. Now, there is a lot of evidence-based science and research to back that up, especially with regards to positive psychology. Positive psychology talks a lot about gratitude. And in fact, that is something that I use with my clients and that I've seen other clinical supervisors use with their patients as well. And so I think the power of getting through graduate school obviously is that work and life balance, doing the work, and also being able to be home with your family, your friends, your social support system. And this could look like celebrating some of the milestones. Please do yourself a favor and think about those things as a potential way of balancing that work and life balance, okay? Hopefully that provides not just some institutional resources from your program, but also some personal resources that you can do for all of those who are already in graduate school, who are navigating this process. My well wishes to you. I know that it can feel like a marathon. Just keep taking it one step at a time. And for those of you who have not gotten to graduate school yet, you can still start to implement these practices right now, today, so that when you do get into graduate school, it's going to feel a lot more natural, and then transition from undergrad or your master's level to a doctorate is going to feel a lot more smoother in the end. All right. If you have any questions, please put down in the comment section below. And again, if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next video.